Hello guys, I hope you're having a beautiful day. So this is a pick a card pile like type reading. So we have pile number 1, which is Mystic Merlinite. We have K2 Stone, which is known as Raindrop Azurite for group number 2. We have Azezulite for group number 3. And this, as you can see, is Super 7, and I have a bracelet form of Super 7. So go ahead, make your decision, and we will get into every reading. And I will post in the description your timestamp. Hi, so let's get into your reading, group number 1, which, if anything, you chose Mystic Merlinite. Now, Mystic Merlinite is such a beautiful stone. It kind of reminds me of labradorite. And that's because there's chalcedony. Chalcedony in there. It's a part of a version of feldspar. So Mystic Merlinite, which is known as indigo gabbro. It comes from Madagascar. It is able to really bring out the artist's psychic abilities. Sometimes we have dormant and you can access more in your brain. If you meditate with this and this is something you keep on you, or you really work with this is a very self-work stone. Another piece of information on this is this stone is able to access both sides of the veil. Meaning the veil is what we don't see. It's kind of like the hidden realms or the invisible realms that lay between our world and another. So you were able to access this information. Another thing is it makes information both dark and light come about, and you can basically form them together, if that makes any sense. And it's able to show you a different perspective. So shockingly enough, this stone really resonates with the transformation powers of Pluto. Now, Pluto being a dwarf planet in our sense, the energy-wise, Pluto is, in Roman mythology, was linked to death, kind of like the Greek version of Hades and the underworld. So this is a stone of both light and dark in a sense. So it's very Scorpio type energy, where a lot of people give a rap to Scorpio because of the fact that Scorpio is death and rebirth, and there's such, for anyone who has placements or their sun sign or moon sign is Scorpio, they're a very intense individual. They're all or nothing, you know what I mean? Like, they can be super chill or they can be super, in your face, depending on what you've done, or how they feel that day. So they feel everything so intensely, but logically speaking, they hold it in. And so this stone has these abilities. So let's get into your reading. So, the first card is... I'm dropping things. So right now, because I pulled this and it's upside down, so reverse, you would have an artistic flair that's really going to come about a character development, or you're going to create something. So this tells me that you have some type of creative block, or you have some type of... You're not in a rut, I want to say, but you're just stuck and you need direction, and you can't push that energy just out and about. So when I saw that card, I just keep thinking an artist that wants to create something, but they can't create it. They just stare at this blank canvas or this enticing, stone that they want to carve. So because of that, you're going through a block. You're kind of at an obstacle right now. Guys, so this is talking about you have to fly into a different perspective, or you have to go somewhere that is totally different. And another thing is I see fly fishing. I see fly fishing. And shocking, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you. So, if you have a new direction, you could possibly bring in a new love. Like, someone that's gonna bring in a whole new perspective that really kind of helps that creative vitality. So, what's to say you adopt a different place or you go somewhere, maybe on vacation, or you just drive through and you really get a sudden inspiration, or it could be a person that you're really liking. Guys, like, procrastination is gonna bite you in the ass, and I see this right now. So, like, time is of the essence. So get to it. Guys, the fact that you have the sun reversed, oh my gosh. You got some big energy right now. And you're not putting your energy in the right places, what I see is. Like, you're living in shadow right now, and I'm sorry. You really need to get out of your funk, is what I can really see right now, is you're in some type of funk and you don't know where to go, you don't know who to rely on. Maybe you feel like, I want to say you feel like you don't know your place, if that makes any sense. Like, you're really struggling with where you are and who you are right now. So you're getting over obstacles, like you're really going to come into yourself. So basically learning about yourself, if you take like 5 minutes to meditate, or you adopt some type of routine that pushes you outside your comfort zone and it makes you expand, you will be great. Because I think of this and I just think of a pole vaulter getting over, an obstacle. So you need to get over yourself and get yourself out of this funk. You have some very masculine energy going on right now. Some very interesting energy. And I don't mean this in a disrespectful manner. It's like you need to be very clever about how you go about what you're doing. You can just, I see like gallivanting off in the distance. You really don't have a direction. This could be a messenger. You're like glades, basically blowing up, like, blades of glory, if that makes any sense. Like, maybe someone led you astray and you're just in this direction that it's like, what are you doing? So be logical. I mean, you can set off on new journeys and you need to expand your horizon, but something about this card just tells me that the direction, maybe even it's like a direction towards a person, like you really need to slow down and really think and pull yourself out of this rut, is what I'm saying. Like, you will get your direction. Like, you just gotta pull yourself and be meticulous. Like, you need to be on yourself about not procrastinating, because like you need to be here, like out there, and you're like right here. So like sometimes you just need to say, hey, what the and just do it. Like you just need to get out there and just show the world who you are. Like, live in your light, is what I'm saying. Like, don't procrastinate, because procrastination is one of our worst enemies. So we have Archangel Michael, and these are more like messages that may not have like been talked about or expanded on. So our first one is be gentle with yourself. Like, yeah, I think you're really kind of just in a rut right now, and you're just procrastinating. You're not living in your light. You are, in a sense, you're just blocked, if that makes any sense. And this is be gentle with yourself. Archangel Michael, please guide me. Ugh. Archangel Michael, please guide me in treating myself in gentle, nurturing love every time in everything that I think, speak, or do. Help me know that I'm deserving of this compassion. Release any feeling of guilt so I may experience lasting inner peace. Yeah, I kind of see that with the sun. Like, you're stuck down, you're in the shadow, you're in your emotions, you're all these different things, and you feel so unworthy of who you are. So, yeah, like, I can see that, and I feel like in this direction, you need to fly. Like, you need to leave the hen house. Like, you need to explore. Use your imagination. You'll see the answer. Again! So that makes sense. Like, you're blocked, so you just need to sit down and meditate. Or, you know, take like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I don't know. Take a warm shower and just sit in your bathtub or in your shower and just think. Dear God, thank you for granting me the wisdom and creativity to see your miracles in new and unexpected ways, not unexperienced. Unexpected ways. I'm grateful and gracefully accepting and appreciate your help. And then it says in like citations, like, please, citations. In parentheses, it's saying, like, please describe your situation. So, as you can see. And then you have pay attention to your dreams. So, your guides or whatever is going to really speak to you in this manner. So, pay attention to that. Because I can kind of see with the sun, you not living there and you're, like, everywhere else. Like, you're in your mind, you know what I mean? So your dreams are not coming about. So your imagination is there. Like, you'll be seeing some trippy things. And if you can't, please just sit down and meditate. I'm not telling you to buy some Mystic Merlinite. If you have it on hand, clean it, cleanse it, cleanse it, clean it, and do all that. It says, my prayer, thank you for tucking me into bed at night, helping me enjoy the wonderful, restful night's sleep. Archangel Michael, invite you into my dreams as my teacher, my guide, and my healer. Please allow me to understand this. And it says, describe, you know, your situation as a spiritual level to give me guidance. Okay, so then we have the Starseed Oracle cards, and I saw these and was like, this is my first deck I ever bought, like, ever. So we have surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. And yeah, I can see that. Like, maybe this new love isn't a new love per se because it's a different person. What happens if you really step into yourself and it's you? You are your love. You know what I mean? Because you have self-love. So again, this could be that. Like, once you transform and you really allow yourself this simple, like, pleasures in life. Like, don't hold back. So really water your garden. Have some self-love. Like, make a routine that incorporates self-love into it. The Great Serving, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. Yeah, I can see that. And so right now you're in a rut and you're not living in the light. So maybe you're in the shadow. So this is a shadow work card. So it's like you really need to resolve any conflict you have going on within yourself. You have conflict with others. So if you have problems with other people and you can get away from that, just cut them off. Like, you don't owe them an explanation as to why you stopped talking to them. Like, you need to do what's best for you. And if that means that getting out of a situation, by all means do so, please. Lost Lands, Soul Memory. Guys, like, you have this, right? Pay attention to your dreams. And boom, like, there is something within you that's gonna spark, and it's gonna get you out of this rut. And it's gonna turn this card, the Three of Wands, it's gonna turn, upright, and it's really gonna bring you back into your creative vitality. So it says soul memories, gifts. You've done this before. So this is really bringing you back to your center. It's allowing these abilities to come forth that you've already had, whether or not, say, you've been in a rut and you've been neglecting yourself, so you haven't been able to hear spirits, or you haven't been able to see your guides, or anything like that. Or maybe there is a soul waiting for you, whether it's a deceased loved one, or, you know, a family friend or something. They're waiting for you. Like, they're ready to make contact. They're ready to help you on the next stage of your journey. So you need to get over yourself. Like, you need to open yourself up to these gifts and be grateful that these gifts are coming about for you. Hyrith. Yeah, like, you really are, in a sense, you're longing for something that you've known this entire time. So it says, longing for home, homesick for the stars. So go home. Like, I'm not joking. If you can, like, maybe go back to where you grew up. Maybe find a place where you yourself are at home, whether it's in your own home or not. Like, take some time out and really connect to yourself. Like, connect to, you know, your soul place. Yeah, I am really trying to think, connect to who you are, if that makes any sense. Like, you have home within yourself, like, within your heart. So, you know, home is where the heart is, right? And it could be a bad situation that you have to get out of because you love yourself too much and you respect yourself too much to let anything less than what you know you need, like, let it out. And I see that, like, you will never be, you'll always want more than what you can have. And I see that kinda is, you are, until you really reach yourself and come back to your center, your soul center, or you have all these, like, innate problems that you need to get over. You're not just gallivanting and just finding the next big thing. If you come back to yourself and to your spiritual center and your spiritual love, like, I tell you, and I'm telling you, and I get this in my head, that your spirit guides are telling me, once you do all these things, you will not search for it. You won't go out and search for it because it will be within you, and you will be your own home. You will be your own temple, a vessel of all this love and home. You will finally come into yourself. So, group number 1, I hope that the mystic Merlinite that calls you activates something in you, and you're able to see your guides, or you're able to see the messages that are meant to have you. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I will close out this reading with some Ethiopian frankincense. If it'll burn. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you. I send you utmost peace, prosperity, and love. Hi guys, welcome to your reading. So you guys chose K2 stone, which is commonly referred to as raindrop azurite, which is white granite and azurite that has been formed together. So this is, its namesake comes from K2 mountains, or K2 mountain on the Pakistani-Chinese border. And K2 stone, it's a rare stone because of how high the altitude of K2 is, which, mind you, if you don't know what K2 is it's the second highest mountain after Everest. And so it's one of the rarest stones that we have that's in circulation. You're probably going to be looking at like $20-$30 for or maybe more. I've seen like tiny ones going for like $6. So it depends on where you're getting it from. So it opens the third eye in the crown, and it allows information to come down. And so, it's the property of azurite. Really helps third eye, but in a sense, it's also good for your throat. So let's get into your reading. So first off, we're gonna start off with your tarot. I'm excited for you guys because I feel like you kind of have a lot going on for you, but in a sense, you may not notice what is going on, but in a sense, I kind of feel like a sense of like dread, if that makes any sense. So your first card is reversed. So if it were upright, you'd be breaking free of situations and limitations. But because of this is kind of overwhelming because you're really settling into these limitations and you need to break a bond or break away from things that are hurting you because you're just like knee deep in everything and just loving it. And you deserve way better. So hopefully the cards clear this up into why. So maybe your limitations is like, how can you go about something, or maybe you're not seeing the bigger picture. Yeah, so you're not seeing the bigger picture of what is out there, like life outside of where you are in your personal life or your business or work or finance. And I'm just like repeating the same freaking thing. You're not, like I said, I get the sense of you're not seeing the bigger picture. So you have like a stalemate. You're like a balanced stalemate. So whether it's good or bad, you have a decision to break away from that. So if that makes any sense, you've got to realize the big picture and see things for what they are and not for what you want them to be. So this is not just a black and white matter. Like, you need to see all the shades of color and gray and really make your decision. So the High Priestess is a very spiritual card. She sees everything. And I get the sense of maybe your home life isn't great, or maybe your relationships aren't as great as you would want them to be. So something is telling me that you really need to get in touch with your inner self, if that makes any sense. And I don't know why, but there's something that I can see, and it's like I see you, or I see your guides, and they're reaching out to you, and they have like their hand on your shoulder, and you have headphones in and you're rocking out, or you're listening to all this music and you're not hearing that they're screaming at you, ready to slap you across the face. Maybe not slap you across the face, but they're trying to get your attention when I see this. I'm sorry, like, I just, weirdly enough, like, I have a sense, like, I'm not saying what I need to say, so I'm kind of got my little cheat sheet, and you have this, like, knowledge in you, and you have this ability, to manifest whatever you're manifesting, and you're not doing it. Maybe you have an impatience. Maybe that's kind of just why you're restricted, is because your impatience has led to this. We'll clear that up. The King of Swords reversed. I honestly just look at this and I'm just like kind of just feel like with your limitations of where you're putting right now, like you're everywhere, if that makes any sense. You haven't picked one thing that you're trying to run with. You're literally trying to pick things that people are doing to see if you have results. You know what I mean? And that's not the case, because what works for someone else is not working for you. Like, there is just something that you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it because it's a quick payday, if that makes any sense. And I see that is your intentions are not pure. Your intentions are, you're just everywhere. You're restricting yourself because you're going with the flow of what fucking someone wants you to do. And your guides are telling you, like, stop. Like, be yourself, because you're putting all these restrictions to look good because someone looks good, or you're doing this, and I don't know where I got this from. So anyone in this group that picked this card, the Greystone card, or K2 group. I don't know where this came from, but one of your guides in particular, if one of you are going through a situation where you have a child or you have children with someone and they've left and they've gotten with another person, like, you are in the petty mindset where you're trying to imitate this person because you want this person back, or you want this person to come crawling back to you so you have the last laugh. And you're hurting yourself, you're hurting that person. Like, you're just being stupid and you're being malignant, if that makes any sense. So stop. Like, you need to really focus back on yourself. So upright, this would talk about a community. This would talk about a collective collaboration. As you can see, you have a stonemason. You have someone who has mapped out the architecture or the image that they want someone to carve. And then you have another person that's talking about the symbology behind it, right? So you have these artistic talents that you've just ignored. There is no collective. You are just me, 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 I. Stop. Stop. So, okay. Cards. Since we are talking about the negative limitations and you're not collaborating, you're not seeing the bigger picture, you're not gaining all this thing, what limitations are we looking at? Are there any limitations that can be overcome or messages that can be cleared out about the level of... Are there any cards that can be cleared up in this reading? Are there any messages that can come out? So clearly, they don't want to come out, or the cards are just not available at the moment. So really, you need to figure out what the hell is going on with you, because you're just everywhere. And initially when I said I have a good feeling and I kind of have a negative feeling as well, like, I really see that you have the ability to turn things around. You're just choosing not to. In a sense, I kind of feel like you want to play the victim card. Like, you want that attention. You want negative attention. Like, you're a negative attention seeker. So you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And you're just living in shadow. Like, you are a miserable ass person right now. If that makes any sense. Like, I feel bad. Like, I just want to give you a hug. And just try to burn away whatever is eating your energy fields. Like, I would love to give you a head. I would love to give you a hug ahead. I'm trying to, like, propel you ahead, if that makes any sense. But, yeah, there is just something miserable about you. And it's like, stop it. Just stop. So, what do the oracle cards have to tell you? Your life is a canvas, so paint it. It says artist, manifestation, creative accountability. Yeah, kind of, if this was upright and you have this connection, like, you could have made connections for the right reasons. So you really need to come back to your center, because you have so much to give and yet you're choosing to do it for the wrong reasons. So when you come back to your senses and you do it for the right reasons and you can create these things, these are definitely going to help you take responsibility for yourself, if that makes any sense, because you are not the victim. Like, you are part of the perpetrator. If you're the antagonist, like, you can't be the antagonist and the protagonist. Like, no one is the villain in your life but you. So you really need to come back and, like, in the light. You really need to. The cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Be grateful for that you have. Like, be grateful for the experiences that taught you things. Like, you may be bitter or resentful towards now, but I can honestly say that you have such a love to give and a creation to give. Once you unlock that, trust me, you will go far for the right reasons. Like, you will break free of your limitations and you will come about and you will change Like, you may not change the world per se, you know, but you're gonna change your world. You're gonna change the people around you. And they're gonna want to come back into your life if you're going through this bitterness. Slow down, take time in nature. So really take time out of yourself and just go sit, even if it's a walk in the park, or you go sit on the bench, or some type of, you get in touch with the earth. You need to bring back that cosmic balance within yourself, because you're just everywhere. You are, how do I want to say that? You need to have a come to Jesus moment. So have your come to Jesus moment. Go sit in the park, or go sit by water, something that you can sit by, maybe even a tree if it's in your backyard, or if you live in an apartment complex and you have these trees, you know, just go sit somewhere and just meditate, talk, like, let that shit out, let it flow through your root system. And your final message is, like, you're creating these things and you have to unveil them, if that makes any sense. Like, unveil you. Like, unveil your root, your real self. You know what I mean? Like, people may not like you for whatever reason, but once you unveil who you truly are, like, nothing can stop you. Nothing will touch you. Like, you will be a whole brand new person that you can get what you need. Not what you want, what you need. And I see that. So I just want to double check. So yeah, like, unveil. Like, unveil your creation. Unveil you, man. That's what I said. So, group number 2 that chose Greystone, I hope that you turn yourself around and basically break out of this restriction. Break out of these circumstances that have you, because you have the knowledge within yourself to make that decision. So, do so, please. Because your life will change. You will change other people's lives. Like, please, please, please do so. So thank you so much for tuning in to your reading. I hope any of you resonate with this reading. I wish you utmost love and compassion and healing. So thank you. Hi, group number 3. So you chose Azezulite. So Azezulite, this is clear. So this comes from India. So Azezulite gets its name from the Azez beings, and they are the beings of the nameless light. And so they really occupy a dimension within our own, if that makes any sense. Like, kind of like when the Professor Huxley or whatever is talking to Indiana Jones, and they're like, where did they go? And Huxley is saying, oh, they occupy the space between spaces. That's kind of like this. So in a sense, I get the sense they really are a lot more manifested during solar eclipses, being that the moon is shadowed, the sun, and you see this bright corona ring around it that can burn your retinas, and you have this. So anyways, the Azez people, or Azez beings, excuse me, this stone is really great for manifesting already physical, like, psychic abilities, like clairaudient, clairvoyance. It can actually, if you sit down and meditate with it, and it can pull in through your crown, it can pull in this nameless energy, or this nameless light. They pull it down from your crown into your root, and just, it goes down in the column, and it basically burns away any impure particles that have manifested in your aura. So I like to call them parasites. So anything that you have that is not serving your aura, it just dims it down or makes it muddy. This is great for clearing that out, because it burns at such a high frequency. Now when I say burns, it resonates at a very high frequency. So anything it comes in contact, it just wants to obliterate it. Yeah, I know. I'm just, like, everywhere. it actually expands the human conscious, the spiritual conscious, and basically connects them to. Another thought was when your conscious can pull and manifest these beings, they communicate via image, like telepathic communication link, and this through this energy or whatever that they said. And another thing that I was reading when this like was discovered, so there are different versions of this. As you can see, I wear a black version, which is really deep for shadow work. It brings light and dark together, so you can illuminate your way through the darkness when you do shadow. And so I wear this all the time. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about is there are different types of Azezulite. There's pink, there's red, like cinnabar Azezulite. There's black, there's white, which is common. There's just a bunch. Just do your research, because there is like 6 or 7 different types of properties. And so this is really good if you have a block, and this can help clear that out. Just, you gotta ask this permission to take that energy and bring it into yourself, because you will be more heightenedly aware of what is going on around you, what is going on in the spiritual realms. So let's get into your reading. So your first card is, you're really gonna be praised. Like, you're, in a sense, this reminds me of a parade. You know what I mean? People are watching you. They're just sitting there and watching. And so you are really going to be put on kind of like a high pedestal. You are the epitome of what is going on, you know, for these people that are watching you. So continue to, you know, give them something to watch. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it in an egotistical manner. But yeah, you're going to be some type of praise. You're going to be put on a pedestal for the right reasons. So you are kind of just going through the emotions right now. So yeah, like, don't hold that in. Like, if you're going through a breakup, or you have your mourning some type, this is like a grief card. Like, just mourn. You know, like, it's no longer serving you. These emotions are no longer serving you. So let them out and you will feel 10 times better. You know, and shockingly enough, this is what I got. Was for some of you who picked this reading, if you're going through something like emotionally and it's just, it feels draining, if you're artistic, like, channel these emotions and make a masterpiece. Like, make some type of thing. Another thing for those who are authors or they want to be an author, this is a prime example of using your emotions for intellectual benefit. Meaning you can create a story or create a situation that you can write about and you can create a story. Do it, because that's a great way. If you journal, do it. If you paint, if you sculpt, or you make something, channel these emotions and make something out of it. Because the physical representation of that, when you look back, is being like, oh, I remember I was into this. So, you know, do it, because it will show you things about yourself that you will not know about. So get in touch with your emotions and let them out. Yeah, like I said, if you're going through a heartbreak, this is, yeah, you're going through emotional heartache right now. So you need to grieve and let that out, because, babe, like, that's not great. And I feel like, if I could, like, I just want, come here, like, let me give you a hug, you know? Like, if someone were to call me to tell me, like, hey, like, I'm going through a heartache, or I'm going through a breakup, and I really, really love you, like, straight up, I will come to your house, and I will cry with you. Like, I'm an emotional crier, and so, like, if I would do that for you guys. So I'm sending all this love and compassion, because you know what? There's light at the end of the tunnel. You will get over it. It's gonna be hard, but give yourself ample time to grieve this heartache, or grieve for whatever reason. And so just do it, man. Like, you will come about something so much stronger. So you have the Page of Pentacles, and I pulled this reversed. So reverse would mean, or upright, you would kind of lack direction, and maybe you have a situation where you are just, you're going about it, you know what I mean? You kind of tried like the jack of all trades. You haven't really picked something that resonates with you. So because of this is the opposite. So you kind of have a direction that you need to channel, and just channel it, because there's just something about this that really, there, you know, and I looked at my cheat sheet. If you don't know that your relationship or a relationship or someone is going to move away or just basically move on to the next stage of their life, this is kind of going to signify that you're going to go through it, or maybe if you haven't gone through it. So if you're like thinking about something like, oh, maybe my relationship, if you're in one, it's going to signify an end to something. So you have, like, you're manifesting, you see this image of yourself, right? And you want for the better for the future. So if you follow through, this is going to give you whatever you are manifesting or what you want. But you have to put the drive and the dedication and the follow through manifestation of what you want. You need to put in the work to make this happen. So there's a light over the end of the rainbow, like, is what I get off of that. Okay. So with this, I really see that you kind of just walked away from something, and maybe you just you picked one thing and then it didn't work, and you have more of like a house of cards, you know what I mean? You're slowly, or like Jenga, you're removing one block and you'd be like, okay, I'm good, like I'm gonna walk away and then come back to it. Like, no, you need to pick one thing and just roll with it, you know what I mean? Like, you really need to figure out what you want to do. If you have a direction that you want to roll with, then do so, because like, you're walking away from potential. Like, you never know what situation is going to come out of that, because you're always walking away, and it's just like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, what is the aim of you walking away? Like, I get you tried, but you know, there's a reason they say quitters never win. Like, it's better to fail than quit, in my opinion. So it's like, don't quit while you're ahead. So I'm going to take my little cheat sheet and just make sure that I kind of got the basis of this message. Yeah, maybe you're disappointed. You know, if that makes any sense. Like, maybe your direction is just kind of all over the place. Or maybe you feel disappointed. You know what I mean? That you're walking away from something. Or you're going through, like I said, your emotions. And, you know, regardless of what it is, and this popped into my head, for those that are in a toxic relationship and, you know, you had a really rough, tumultuous time and you still find yourself thinking of the person, like, just let it know, like, the universe has got you, you know what I mean? Like, take your journal and journal out, like, what you're feeling, because something good is going to come out. There is something over the rainbow for you, and you're going to get praised for it. It could bring in new opportunities for you that you didn't even know you had. So, like I said, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And you just gotta go through everything right now, because, babe, like, you'll get through it. Like, there is no shame in crying. There is no shame in feeling your emotions. Like, you are not weak. Like, showing your emotions and showing your strength there is strength through emotions. Like, just bail it out, you know? Like, if you need to take 3 days to cry, then cry. If it takes you a week, do it. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta get back up. And it's gonna hurt like a bee, but you know what? At least you showed strength enough to get through it and to actually start something. Go forward fearlessly. So yeah, like, you just gotta go, man. Like I said, if you gotta cry for a week, like, after you're done crying, like, man, you're gonna feel miserable, you're gonna feel depressed, but like once you get out there and you really get into your own momentum, you're gonna get praised. You know what I mean? It's a life is gonna offer and unlock something for you. And it says, thank you for walking with me every step of the way, holding my hand, giving me confidence and courage, guiding my thoughts and actions in the direction of love and my true life's purpose. So really call upon your angels, call upon like loved ones that you trust, and like, you know, walk hand in hand. Like even your guides or your angels are saying, you know what, they got you. Like the universe has got you, God's got you. It says decide to be happy. Like don't focus on the negative, focus on the positive. It says, thank you for helping me open my heart to happiness, joy, and bliss. I'm willing to see all the goodness in my life. Like, be grateful, guys. Like, you know, it's miserable now, but, like, if you honestly choose to have a positive mind, like, you win. You know, how many people are negative? And so you willing to be positive, even when you feel like you're breaking down inside, trust me, a positive mindset is so much healthier. It says, have a sense of humor. Yeah, like, go with life, you know what I mean? You're gonna live life, and you're gonna laugh, and you're gonna see the really messed up parts of life, and you choose to have a dark sense of humor, or just a sense of humor, you're rolling with the punches, man. Like, you have a thick skin, and, like, I'm not joking, sometimes I forget I have a thick skin, but you have a backbone. So really, this is your strength. This is your pillar. Like, use it. It says, my prayer, thank you for helping me see the humor in this situation. I can lovingly laugh at a human nature. I am willing to view my experience in a new light in order to attract love and healing energy. You know what? Like, if you're going through a breakup right now, you can literally be like, oh, this person was a clown. Like, I may not have seen it, but this person's a clown, and I'm so much better without that. Like, I'm not saying bash your ex or potential partner or something. But I'm saying you'll really see the faults in this person that you put up with, and to be like, never again. So yeah, like, laugh, you know what I mean? Like, you got out of that for a reason. You may not have seen it, but you know what? The universe has guided you out of that relationship, or they're about to guide you out of that relationship. Trust in the timing. It says, trust the wave you came on. Time is not running out. Like, you make your own timing. The universe is on its own time. Like, there is no, you know, time for the universe. Like, time is a human construction at this point. It says, all paths lead home. And it says, enter authority, intuition, and turn your gaze within. Like, again, like, decide to be happy. Like, decide to heal. Decide everything. Like, you know what's best for you. It says, you're not for everyone. Guys, I love this card. It's the first card I've ever picked when I went through this deck. It came out. Like, you're not for everyone. You're not everyone's cup of tea. You're your favorite cup of tea. Like, if you need a shot of tequila, take a shot of tequila. Like, you are what you are. Unapologetically, you are gonna own you. Like, you are gonna love you. It says, embrace your weirdness. Embrace your true north. Embrace your voice. Embrace who you are. Like, there is no shame in your step. You know what I mean? You are not going to be put in a box. You are literally going to be the whole damn enchilada. It says, wait, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. So your journey is about to begin. Heal. You know what I mean? In the meantime, like, get connected. Build that love. Like, in the meantime, just prepare yourself, because life is going to be a roller coaster of fun, and you may not think so now because you may feel miserable or whatever. Just like know that you healing yourself, you're gonna open doors. So literally wait and trust the universe. Like, trust God's plan for you. This is the void. Stop. Embrace winter, the great cosmic moon. Surround yourself by love, man. Like, motherly, divine love. Like, just wrap yourself in it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna need it. Another thing is, like, if you have friends and you really love these friends, or you really love individuals that can actually see you for the worst and still love you and guide you and be your support system, call them up and have a girls' night. Or have a dude's night if you're, you know, something like that. Like, really freaking being around these individuals that are gonna show you utmost love and support. Call these people in. Like, no matter what, call these people in, because you know what? These are the people that's going to get through. This is your community. So thank you so much, group number 3. If you resonated with Azezulite, or you've had anything that may have sparked your memory, like, I hope you are going through this divine self journey of expression, because the universe has so much to offer you. So your first step is feeling it out. So I wish you utmost peace, happiness, and love, and I hope you feel better. Like, I hope you do better. So thank you. Group number 4, so you chose the Super 7. And a Super 7 is 7 different minerals that make up one stone. So this is a very high frequency intuitive stone. So this can unlock a lot of properties. So I just want to give up a little Jerusalem frankincense to the cards, to the actual stone. So let's talk about your stone for a little bit. So I have two, like I said, I have 2 different versions of this stone. So the minerals that make up this are amethyst, smoky quartz, clear quartz, rudolite, geothite, if I said that right, and cacao-site, zenite, I have no clue. So, and then lepocrowsite. I hope I said that wrong. I'm not a geologist. I'm not great with big words. So, yeah. So, yeah, it never needs cleaned. It never needs charged, because all these minerals, they charge themselves. They take the negative in for whatever you give it, and it redistributes the positive energy. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So it helps develop spiritual abilities like clairaudio, voyance. If you're psychic, it helps your psychic intuition, clairvoyance. It can offer protection. It can manifest and help love, like self-love, divine love. Yeah, so like intuition, it helps with the crown. And so this is mainly made out of, for the most part, amethyst, for what that looks like. And then you can obviously see the different colors. So let's get into your reading. So the first card is the Chariot. You are the master of your own life, so you cannot be on autopilot. Like, you need to be in the the driver's seat. You need to drive. Like, you have the reins, so steer. Like, no one can do that. Time, like, heals all. And if you're going through it right now, just know that in time you will heal yourself. So this is another shadow work card. And so I'm sending you like a big loving hug, like, if you need anything. Well, this is kind of like a wish card. And I see this and I just thought of the temple. Yeah, like the temple, not the Temple of Doom. Maybe the Ark of the Covenant. Anyways, one of the Indiana Jones, it's been so long, where they're in Petra or whatever, and they're talking to that knight. And he gives Indiana Jones and that doctor the test of which cup is actually the cup that Jesus used. And in a sense, like, they had to choose the right or it would take life away. And so I really get a sense of this is like, you have things that you want wish-wise, but they're objects at the end of the day. And so maybe if you wish, you had things, instead of actually doing it and going out and manifesting these things and putting the work in to get these things, you're just wishing at this point. Like, you're just hearsay. Like, you really need to make your own, you have to be the master of your own destiny. And so I'm going to look at my cheat sheet. Okay. Is this the 7 of Cups? So you're directionless. You kind of have an overactive imagination. So if this is where you are right now, like, this could explain why. If you have wounds and you're focused on what you want versus what you actually have, like what you were given for a reason. So the Empress. like feminine love, man. You need to heal your wounds, and I see this. So this is a Venus card, and Venus is really into self-love and knowledge and intuition, and she is teaching you about yourself. Like, so really connect to your intuition, like your inner femininity. Um, so in a sense, if you're directionless, the Chariot will like really come in, because not only is this a feminine card once you have this, this is actually pointing you in the direction. Like, you have a development. Like, you can wish all you want, but unless you're actually putting the driving force and really pinpointing where you're at, like, you're not going to get anywhere. So it's like between her and the Chariot, I'm telling you, like, you may have deep down an actual vision of what you want to do, but you're not seeing the right, like, term. So once you get into that driver's seat and you start driving, I promise you that direction will come. So you need to work on yourself. So with the Time Heals All card, being that you feel like you've been stabbed in the back, or you're awake at night and you just feel anxiety, you feel all these emotions. So you really need to work on yourself. You need to work on that. And really, like, open yourself up, man. You're allowing judgment from outside sources. Like, seriously, stop. What is it gonna do? You're listening to gossip, or you find yourself the center of gossip, or people are looking at you, or they're judging you on social media. Like, don't listen to them. Like, block them. Like, you don't need that toxicity. Yeah. So you are really listening to those who have no basis in your life in the first place. So don't listen to it. Turn a blind eye. Turn a blind ear. So in a sense, not only that, you know, what it could be, if you feel like you're lying awake at night, like, you kind of feel like you're in despair. You feel disappointed with where you are, with whom you are, for whatever reason, or maybe what you're doing. So you really need to open yourself up and work on you, because you will find that direction. You will find where you need to go when you do this. Just don't listen to outside people. So we have Archangel Michael, and these are just messages that normally maybe not would have come around with tarot. So the first one is trust and believe. So yeah, like, you need to trust yourself. Like, you need to believe in yourself. You need to trust God, or trust your angels, or trust the cosmos. Like, they have a reason for this. It says, before going to bed at night, say, Archangel Michael, please enter my dreams and replace fear with faith and trust. Let me be fulfilled by strength, courage, and confidence. So yeah, like, you may be laying awake at night from insomnia or just bad happenings. And trust me, like, love, you know, open to yourself to love, you know, to divine love, mother's love. It says, protect your home. Your home is protected by angels. It says, Archangel Michael, thank you for watching over my home and its inhabitants. I ask you to post guardian angels at each window of my door, ensuring security. Thank you for guiding my finances so that I can easily afford to pay my rent, mortgage, or taxes. A thing about that is maybe you're laying awake at night. Maybe you're in a situation where someone's going to come home drunk or high, and they're going to start something, and you're scared. Like, so you basically sleep with one eye open, in a sense. Like, you have a monster laying in wait and you're afraid of it. So really, you got to do some work, you know what I mean, because you can't live like that. So you got to do what you got to do, babe. Like, if you have to, you know, to get out and you have nowhere to stay, trust me, you got out. You broke that first cycle. You opened yourself up to that first step. So just know that you are divinely protected and guided. Baby steps, action, follow your intuition before this makes any sense. So if you feel directionless and you're working, again, you have the drive. So put it in, man. Like, if you're in the passenger seat, you need to drive, you know, get in the passenger seat. Like, you need to put that bitch in drive and just go. You know what I mean? You gotta get out. Like, just get out and go. Like, the rest will follow. You'll know once you start this, you'll go. It says water your garden. Self-love, man. Like, nourish the body. Tenderness. Rest. So if you're lying awake at night and you're just sleep deprived and you just can't get shit done, trust me, if you nurture yourself and you set a rigorous routine and you manifest this and you basically go to bed early and you wake up the next morning refreshed, or you eat things, you know, healthier, you will gain so much more. So, are there any last messages that would like to come about for pile number 4? Are there any last messages that can be touched on? Are there any last messages? What is one way they can go about picking their direction? What is one way they can remove the obstacle of being directionless? So again, you have... So this is talking about creating something. And this goes back to baby steps. Like, just know that if you believe and trust in the process of these actions, like, you yourself will go so freaking far. And honestly, it's getting you out of the situation you are now is really the first step. So activate it. You know what I mean? From there, you'll develop what's right for you. You'll know. You'll be in touch with yourself. You'll be in touch with the universe. So I'm really sending you protection. I'm sending you love. And it's just like, imbue that. Imbue yourself in that type of love. So thank you so much for tuning into this reading whenever you do, whatever space time you're in right now, whether it's tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, 2 years from now. Whenever you see this, just know you are divinely guided and protected. So I hope that this message came across clear to you. I hope this resonated with you. And thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good night. Wherever. Like, have such a great time. Thank you.